With that, let's get you breaking updates now coming in. A prominent Gurudwara in southeast England has been cleared of any wrongdoing by the UK's charity regulator over the display of Khalistani boards with the Watchdog, saying they do not violate political activity rules for charities. The Charity Commission has said that while its wider probe into Gurudwara Sri Guru Singh Sabha has remained ongoing, the specific issue of the Khalistani signage does not amount to a breach of its political campaigning guidelines. My colleague Bhavtosh Singh joins us on the broadcast with the details. Bhavtosh, take us through what the UK Charity Watchdog has said.
Well, what they have said, a spokesperson of Charity Commission in UK had said that following the substantial review of evidence and consultation with number of representatives and stakeholders, we have determined that the display of the boards itself is not to be a breach of our campaign and political guidance of the charities. Now, what it meant was that the word Khalistan itself is not wrong, and no slogans pertaining to Khalistan Zindabad has been raised. Now, there was in fact a complaint that was raised way back in 2019 in which they said that the display of the word Khalistan is something that should not have been done, and they were in fact given, there were several representations that were done, but Charity Commission of UK has said that the word Khalistan per se is not wrong. Now, there were several prominent Sikh MPs in UK who had said they had in fact made representation and said that the word Khalistan is something that is not controversial. But remember, Pratibha, that in March 2023 there were violent protests outside Indian High Commission, a case that has now been investigated by NIA. Now, Indian security agencies, including NIA, had said that there are radical elements in UK who have been, in fact, funding and also financing terror organization both in India as well as in UK, and they are being funded by people in UK. Now, what it actually means that Gurudwaras in UK can in fact display boards which would put out words like Khalistan. Now, this allows Gurudwaras to put out words like Khalistan. Now, just few days back, we have seen that Gurudwaras in Surrey, in Canada, had also put out words like Khalistan. Now, it is up to Indian authorities to take up this matter with the UK. We have seen just few days back that similar kind of boards were put out in Surrey. This is in fact a very disturbing trend where Gurudwaras have put out words like Khalistan. Remember, Khalistan per se means land of pure, and as far as the word Khalistan Zindabad is concerned, it means that there is an attempt to cede the land.
Okay, there have been multiple incidents of violence that have been reported. That has been ignored completely. A part of the message or what officials have found say that the banners had no separatist messaging and instead were consistent with the Gurudwara's religious aims, noting that Khalistan could refer to both a religious aspiration and also a political goal. But with so many questions being raised, with the fact that there have been multiple incidents of violence that have been reported as well, is there going to be a relook? Because there have been a lot of concerns over such political protests, such political messaging in areas including the United Kingdom.
Yes, Pratibha, in fact, the investigations that have been conducted by several agencies, including NIA, has said that there are several radical elements in UK, particularly those who in fact espouse the cause of independent Sikh state, who have been funded by Babar Khalsa International. They in fact have supported the cause of an independent Sikh state, and these elements in fact had carried out protests outside Indian High Commission, which turned violent, and the investigation that were carried out by the NIA clearly showed that these protests were carried out a day after Amritpal was arrested in Punjab. Now, it was an orchestrated violence that happened, and NIA, when they were carrying out the investigation, they found out that it was a planned protest. Now,
Okay.
what happened here is something that has a long history. There was a journalist who, in fact, in 2019 raised up this issue with Charity Commission, and Charity Commission, in fact, told them that by March 2025, these boards should be removed. But that did not happen. In an interim order that has been given just a few days back, they have now said that the boards can be displayed across the Gurudwara. Now, it is up to the Indian government to take up this matter with UK authorities.
Okay, Bhaptur, stay with us just a moment. We have former diplomat Suresh Goyal on the broadcast with us. Ambassador, what do you make of the UK charity Watchdog saying that there is no breach in the Khalistani boards that have been put up in the Gurudwaras?
Very often the civic authorities in UK have been known to take a position which is mostly against the political spirit of it, really. So I think in this particular case, what would be really the best course of action is for our High Commission in London to take the matter up with the Foreign Office and explain to them how it actually goes against the nature of the relationship and why action has to be taken to remove these boards which actually vitiate against not just the relations but which are also against the security of India really in that sense. And I'm quite sure that because in view of the fact that very recently we have signed the FTA with UK, Ken Starmer as the Prime Minister is very, very comfortable with our Prime Minister. The relationship has never been better than now. I'm sure there will be an understanding of the Indian concerns and action taken to remove these boards.
Okay, because what the UK Watchdog has said is that it is not a breach of the political campaigning guidelines, and it goes on to say that it has both religious as well as political connotations. While that is known, it says that it could have religious meanings as well, so it's acceptable.
So this is what they are saying. And
yes.
now I'm saying that we should actually escalate it to the level of the Foreign Office, to the government, who can take a more political view and who can understand what we are saying. And let them take a call, and then once we get through the Foreign Office and see what the response is, I think that is when we will know what the government position is and take action accordingly.
Ambassador Suresh Goyal, thanking my colleague Bhaptosh as well for joining us with all those details. But Khalistani boards don't breach the political norms. That's the observation that has been made by the UK Watchdog.